So, you want to learn how to write an argumentative essay. Here are 8 systematic steps for argumentative essay writing. Argumentative writing is a type of writing where you present a specific perspective or opinion on a controversial topic and support it with evidence, reasoning, and logic. The goal is to persuade the reader to agree with your point of view by presenting a strong and well-supported argument. Step 1. Understand the question. Here's an example. The internet is more of a boon than a bane. Do you agree? Note that a stand is mandatory. Step 2. Draft out possible arguments. Before coming up with a stand, draft out the possible arguments. This step is essential as it helps you understand the arguments from both sides. Imagine your draft is like a little skeleton. The head is the introduction, the legs are the conclusion, and the ribs represent the arguments from each side. Step 3. Pick a stand. Now that you have the arguments from both sides right in front of you, you can proceed to pick one. In some cases, there is only one advantageous stand. For example, if you are asked if smoking is cool or not, try your very best to disagree. However, in our example, you can pick either side as long as you know how to justify your stand. If you agree with the statement, you are the proposition. If you disagree with the statement, you are the opposition. We'll come back to that in a bit. For now, once you've picked a stand, it is time to write the introduction. Step 4. Introduction. There are many ways to start an essay. In most cases, you would like to start with a hook. A hook in an introduction is a compelling opening statement or question designed to grab the reader's attention and encourage them to continue reading the rest of the text. It serves to draw readers in, pique their interest, and set the tone for the piece of writing. This is usually followed by a thesis statement. A thesis statement in an essay is a concise statement that presents the main argument or claim of the essay. It typically appears at the end of the introduction paragraph and outlines the central point that the writer will defend or argue throughout the essay. The thesis statement guides the direction of the essay and provides a clear focus for the reader. Step 5. Framing arguments. After the introduction, you can start framing your arguments. An argument starts with an assertion. An assertion in an argumentative essay is a statement that presents a specific claim or point of view on a topic. It is a clear and direct statement that expresses the writer's position, opinion, or perspective on the issue being discussed. Assertions are typically supported by evidence, reasoning, and examples to persuade the reader of the validity of the claim. The assertion should be followed by a couple of lines for further clarification. Each assertion is then supported by different types of evidence, such as anecdotes, empirical evidence, expert opinions, and so on. If you are just starting out, it's a good idea to start out with anecdotes. However, for more advanced writing, anecdotes are discouraged. When framing arguments, the objective is to present convincing evidence and reasoning to influence the reader's attitudes and beliefs so that they adopt your point of view. The more objective and relevant your evidence, the stronger your arguments will be. Try to write at least 2 pro-arguments before moving on to counter-arguments. Step 6. Counter-arguments. Some students try to avoid counter-arguments as they themselves get swayed when they visit opposing arguments. Stay strong and don't be easily swayed. Good argumentative essays should have counter-arguments for them to be more persuasive. Here is how to form counter-arguments. Start by stating the opposing assertion. For instance, you may write, "Critics may argue that the internet is more of a bane due to the recent rise in scams." Do not attempt to bash the argument immediately as if it's your worst nightmare. Your counter may become illogical in the process. Instead, acknowledge the truthful parts if you have to. For instance, you write, "Admittedly, some scams do exist on the internet." Then proceed to counter the opposing claim. You may then use words or phrases such as however, while this may be true, and although. Counter the claim and use supporting evidence to support your argument. For instance, you may write, although scams do exist on the internet, the authorities are already on high alert. In recent times, they have launched national campaigns to combat scams. With heightened awareness, scams are no longer getting as much traction as before. In addition, banks are placing additional measures to safeguard the money of depositors. Depositors are able to lock their funds in digital vaults for an added layer of protection. Hence, scams are no longer such a scary phenomenon. Step 7. Conclusion. Now that you have at least 3 content paragraphs, you may choose to conclude the essay. Do not just use a one-liner to end the essay. In other words, write a proper paragraph. In the concluding paragraph, remind the reader of the thesis. Summarize the key points in your essay briefly. Provide any final opinions if you are saving the best bits for the end. Be reminded that in the concluding paragraph, do not raise up new points, as you may not have the time and space, and elaborate further. Step 8. Proofread. The last and final step is to proofread and edit your own work. This is a very important step if you want to deliver a high-quality argumentative essay. Review your essay for clarity, coherence, grammar, and punctuation errors. Make necessary revisions to enhance the persuasive impact of your argument. Some final thoughts. Argumentative essays are great for students with a strong language foundation. Critical thinking skills are also needed to write good argumentative essays. If you feel that the above are not your strong suit, you may wish to choose other question types if given a choice. Thanks for watching this video. We hope you learned something. To learn how to write impactful introductions and conclusions, do remember to leave a like and a subscribe so that you will be notified when we upload new videos. Doing so will also encourage us to improve on the quality of our videos and to publish more frequently. Finally, if you are serious about signing up for English lessons, please visit EnglishTuition.org. Thank you once again for viewing this video.